Right now, an investigation underway after nearly 20 skinny dogs are found in a Valley home.
Plus, new tonight.
It's still hard to believe he's gone.
A crowd gathers near the Strip after a father of 3 is gunned down.
And take a close look. The search is on for this guy behind a terrifying attack.
But we begin with breaking news. The murder suspect at the heart of the manhunt in Oklahoma could be heading to Las Vegas.
Let's get right to Carla Wade at the Breaking News Center. Carla.
Well, Metro Police just confirmed to us tonight that they were put on alert this morning that Michael Vance could be en route to our city. Vance, the double murder suspect, is also accused of shooting 2 police officers. An all-out manhunt has been underway in Oklahoma since Sunday night, but so far, Vance has managed to elude authorities, even streaming his escape on Facebook Live. Now, there have been no credible sightings of him since Monday in Oklahoma. Police say he is driving a silver Mitsubishi Eclipse with Oklahoma tag number 943LQQ.
Take a look at some video now. We're talking about a guy armed with a stick, beating people, trying to get money. And what's worse, he's still out there, and Metro says could be plotting his next attack. 13 Action News reporter Brian Callahan is looking through the video that police hope could be the key to catch the guy.
Yes, Steve, you can see there's plenty of other stores here in this complex. Most were already closed when the suspect walked into this big lot Sunday night. Employees and customers I spoke with having no idea about the attempted robbery until seeing this video. The man calmly walks into the store just before closing time Sunday. Suddenly, he makes a dash for the register, attacking the cashier. Take a closer look. You can see he pulls out what appears to be a large stick. After that initial struggle, police say the man forced 2 employees towards the office area of the store. A 3rd employee is seen escaping just before they enter the hallway. While in the hallway, police say the man hit one of the employees with the stick and then put his hands around the employee's neck and threatened to kill them if he didn't get money. He is then seen leaving without any money. Police are now hoping someone will recognize the man before he strikes again. And officers say the employee that was attacked walked away with a cut on their arm. Reporting live, Brian Callahan, 13 Action News.
New tonight, Animal Control is investigating after 18 dogs were removed from a home. This is video of the dogs being taken from the home near Silverado Ranch and Maryland Parkway. You can see how skinny these dogs are. Animal Control won't release any more information, saying it remains an open investigation. One of the people who called police says she made the call after seeing the dogs' horrible conditions.
We want to help you, and we want to help the dogs. And she just refused, and we couldn't walk away. We couldn't leave the dogs in that condition.
She says she plans to work with the Animal Foundation to adopt the dogs once they're made available.
A live look now from one of our fast cams near the Spaghetti Bowl tonight, and it's going to be a dramatically different scene 24 hours from now. That's when motorists will get their first chance to deal with what's being nicknamed Carnado. It's a massive road project that begins at 10 o'clock tomorrow night, all tied to Project Neon that will impact thousands of drivers through January. When it begins, road crews will close the 15 northbound ramp to US 95 and reroute traffic to the MLK flyover. The southbound 15 ramp to US 95 and the MLK off-ramp will also be closed. Remember, the closures start at 10 p.m. and we'll have team coverage tomorrow night on 13 Action News.
I love his family, especially. I love his son.
Only on 13 Action News, he came to this country in search of the American dream, but police say the 52-year-old dad was gunned down outside Caesar's Palace. Tonight, a packed vigil and show of love and support for the family in mourning. 13 Action News reporter Masa Saidi is live with more on what the man was doing in Las Vegas. Masa.
Steve, he was giving a tour from San Francisco to San Diego. It was day 5 of 10 when he made a stop here in Las Vegas. Loved ones say he's the most unlikely victim.
Oh, you're sleepy, huh? You're sleepy.
Yingji and her 2-year-old Michael.
这是几?
Passing time together in their hotel room.
一个.
Waiting for tonight's vigil and thinking.
I can't accept the fact that my little boy will never have a chance to get to know his father. I wonder why bad guys have gone. why?
Jeffrey G's body was found outside of a parking garage Friday night. Detectives believe the 52-year-old was shot multiple times inside a van. Police on scene arresting suspect Charles Smith soon after.
My life is totally destroyed by this criminal, by this murderer.
Everybody missing. Everybody.
So many candles and flowers outside Caesar's Palace. They came from all over California for a 20-minute vigil. Paying their respects to Xi, he immigrated from China, opened up a travel agency. Described as sunny and positive, he touched so many lives.
He always take care of me and teach me a lot of things. He always want to, share his American life experience to the people who come from China.
But now he's gone. Even the most important people in his life must find a way to live without him.
I need help. I really need help to accept this is real.
And it was very difficult for her, but she spoke out tonight for one reason. She doesn't want this to happen to another family. As you heard, she wants to know why the suspect had a gun, and she also wants people to think twice before changing lives by committing an act like this. We're going to continue to follow this story. Reporting live, Masa Saidi, 13 Action News.
Masa, thank you. Well, a bedridden woman says she fears for her life after bullets were fired into her home, nearly hitting her and her family. It all happened near Harmon and Spencer. Bettina Stanfield says she was asleep when a neighbor shot at her house. She says one of the bullets narrowly missed one of her oxygen tanks that could have exploded.
Had one of my oxygen tanks been hit by a round of fire from that bullet, it would have leveled half this block.
Well, police arrested Joshua Banasiak in connection with the shooting, but he has since been released from jail. Bettina's family says they've still seen him around their neighborhood and want to move. Well, Metro is making a change that could help keep more of you safe, but the move comes with controversy. 13 Action News reporter Gina Lazara learned about the phone calls that are paving the way for change.
Let's say your home is burglarized and an expensive family heirloom was stolen. So you file a police report, and then what?
I've made other reports and never even gotten a call back.
The hope is to change that tradition of filing a report and wondering forever about what happened to your case. As of 3 weeks ago, they're trying something new for those cases Metro feels like they will never be able to crack.
For crimes that we just can't solve, we're going to call you and say, look, unless you can give us more, there's not much we can go on.
Metro's Northwest Area Command Captain Richard Fletcher says if they don't have a picture of the item or a serial number for the item, their hands are tied.
They may not agree with us. They might not be happy that we can't solve their case. But if there's no evidence, there's not much we can go on.
Since the rollout, Metro volunteers have called about 85 victims each of those 3 weeks to tell them their case is closed.
If you provide us with data or information, yeah, we're going to open that case back up.
Improving customer service and freeing up time for detectives to work on priority cases like murders and other violent crimes.
Prior to making these phone calls, Metro sent out these packets to anyone who fell victim to a crime to let them know how to proceed forward with their case. They will continue to do this as well as making those phone calls. Gina Lazara, 13 Action News.
And breaking right now, Metro Police are looking for 4 teens wanted in a violent home invasion. This happened just after 7 tonight in a neighborhood near Vegas Drive and North Rainbow Boulevard. The suspects range in age from 16 to 18. Police say they broke into a home, they assaulted someone inside, ransacked the place, and then took off with several items and the victim's car, a 2014 Hyundai. The victim was not seriously hurt, though.
We told you earlier about that violent robbery caught on camera. Now police are investigating 2 other brutal crimes caught on video. Investigators are releasing this video from the parking lot of a gas station near Lake Mead in Hollywood after a man was found shot to death. You can see what appears to be a fight moments before the gunfire. Police have identified these 2 men as suspects, 19-year-old Jordan Delgado and 23-year-old Victor Delgado. Both are still on the run tonight.
I'm gonna shoot you.
Dramatic dash cam and surveillance video shows what led to a police chase before a state trooper shot and killed a carjacking suspect. Investigators say Javier Munoz was seen throwing someone to the ground before trying to steal a car. State troopers say Munoz didn't have a gun, but he was using the stolen vehicle as a weapon, which is why they were forced to open fire.
Your voice, your vote in the race for the White House, and tonight Donald Trump is telling voters not to believe the polls. One survey says that he's referring to is a new ABC News national tracking poll that has Hillary Clinton with a 12-point lead. Trump says other polls show a tight race within the margin of error, but some are rigged along with all of Washington.
The corrupt media, there is nothing more corrupt than those people. Job-killing Obamacare is just one more way that our system is rigged.
Trump's new attack on Obamacare follows an admission by the White House that premiums under the Affordable Care Act will increase next year on average by 25%.
Meanwhile, the tight race between Joe Heck and Catherine Cortez Masto could decide which party controls the U.S. Senate after the election. 13 Action News political analyst John Ralston has the latest numbers from our exclusive KTNV Rasmussen poll.
Nevada's U.S. Senate race is arguably the most important one in the country, the only one the Republicans have a chance to take from the Democrats, and our new KTNV Rasmussen poll shows it's still very close, with Catherine Cortez Masto, the former Democratic Attorney General, with a 2-point lead over Congressman Joe Heck, but it's within the margin of error. This mirrors every other poll that's been taken in the U.S. Senate race and is not that surprising. The real question is, how many ads can they pack in the final 2 weeks, both from the campaigns and from outside groups? This is the most important race right now in the country for Republicans and Democrats. John Ralston, 13 Action News.
A Henderson woman says she's living in fear in her own home. Find out why she says her dog may have saved her life, and it's the reason Henderson police are on alert.
And a man is raising a stink tonight over his smelly clothes. He says his brand new washing machine is to blame. Well, tonight, the Contact 13 consumer alert about a so-called efficient washing machine that may be lacking in efficiency.
Temperatures on the mild side tonight. Air still feels a little thick, right? There's a little moisture in the air tonight. Temperatures cooling down pretty well, and for tomorrow they'll stay likely in the 70s. We're relatively dry, but a hurricane could change all of that. I'll have the details coming up in your 13th First Alert forecast.
A thief was acting fast when he stole a signed print of boxing great Muhammad Ali from an art gallery in Louisville, Kentucky. The sketch was the work of Ali's friend, the late sports artist Leroy Neiman. Police have a surveillance photo of the suspect who ripped the artwork off the wall. They say the print is valued at about $5,000.
A Henderson woman says her barking dog spooked a would-be intruder into her home, and now the entire neighborhood is coming together to keep an eye out. She tells us she was on her phone at her home near Warm Springs in Valley Verde when her dog started barking at the back door.
And my dog started going crazy over by the door where the backyard is. Obviously, the goal was, no one was supposed to be home.
When she went to check it out, she saw a man run by the window and later found a screen removed from her dining room window.
Las Vegas Fire and Rescue is remembering the life of firefighter Douglas O'Sullivan, who was killed during an off-duty accident in Southern California. Flags were at half-staff today at fire stations around the valley in O'Sullivan's memory. He'd been with Las Vegas Fire and Rescue since 2003 and served at Station 107 in Sun City.
About half of you out there with sore throats and ear and sinus infections could be getting the wrong antibiotic. That's from a new study, and it is a double whammy effect. Researchers say this stops you from getting better and could help the so-called superbugs become even more drug resistant. Well, a Contact 13 consumer alert tonight to protect your money and your cleanliness. At least one of those energy-efficient washing machines out there is quickly getting a dirty reputation.
Many of the latest high-efficiency washing machines promise to lower your water bill, but a growing number of people are complaining these new washers aren't getting the job done. Ed Wallace is a firefighter who takes pride in his appearance and cleanliness, but that recently changed.
I walk past my guys and they say, "Dude, you stink."
He couldn't believe it.
I smell myself, like, yeah, that's me stinking.
Ed thinks the problem might be with his brand new high-efficiency washing machine from Whirlpool. He says it doesn't use enough water to clean his clothes.
Yeah, I have dry spots after I pull my clothes out of the washing machine because it won't fill up with enough water and it's not getting all my clothes wet.
Ed says he's tried a bunch of different detergents, but it hasn't made a difference.
Here's the feature, deep water, that they want you to use.
Ed says he tried using the maximum water feature, but after it fills up,
Look at the water that's in there. Almost none.
Whirlpool explains these machines are designed to save money, adding water based on the weight of the clothes. But online forums and Amazon reviews are filled with hundreds of complaints involving similar high-efficiency top-load washing machines.
Ed was about to swap out his washer. As for Whirlpool, the company says it's now investigating Ed's complaints, but it points out many of its other washing machines get excellent reviews. So here's the Contact 13 bottom line. Save your receipts and paperwork, especially for big purchases like washing machines. Make it a point to read over the details about the warranty. As soon as you notice an issue, get in touch with the store you bought it from. And if you run into any problems, we're here for you. Email us at 13investigates@ktnv.com to let us know what's happening.
Well, you can feel that moisture in the air. You probably felt it throughout the day, really. I mean, the humidity levels, I'll show you those in a moment. Still a little high for tonight, but it's a beautiful view as always across the valley. Nice temperatures too. 56 degrees right now for you folks in Pahrump, 62 Henderson, 66 Boulder City. Not bad. We ended off the day in the 70s. We're going to do that tomorrow. We'll be close to probably the 80-degree mark, but we're going to see more 70s in the next 7 days because we're going to see a nice cold front sweep through, and that could give us an opportunity for rain. But only maybe if it's enhanced by some added moisture, maybe from a hurricane down south. I'll show you in just a moment. But even for tonight, look at all the moisture in the air. Indian Springs all the way to Laughlin. That could still provide some patchy fog. We had some very thick fog around Railroad Pass this morning, so we could easily see some in the overnight hours. We'll be watching for that and be mindful of that if you're traveling really out and about late. So look good satellite radar composite, but we still have some cloud cover and so much moisture still in the air. And I'm thinking that moisture alone, if we don't dry that out, you throw in the next couple of systems which are actually going to drive their way more southward than northward. We've been dodging systems because they've just stayed too far to the north. But anytime you enhance them from, how about a Hurricane Seymour, that's the name, down south, got the most creative names ever. If we can drag up some of that moisture, it looks like, I know Los Angeles County will get quite a bit of the rainfall, but it could actually pull some of this moisture up for us as well. So we will be watching this ever so closely. Just interesting to see that kind of anomaly. But for the next few days, clouds will be on the increase. Not as much tomorrow as Thursday. That could be our first shot at seeing some rain. But really Friday, better chance of pulling it in. And maybe just a Friday event before it starts to dry out thereafter. So once again, we'll be watching it very closely. For the weekend, I'm not putting any rain in right now. Looks like Friday should just kind of pull all that out of the area. Definitely seeing 70s coming up again and lower 70s. Once that front swings through, boy, I think we're going to start to really drop those temperatures down. And when they're down, you know the kids will be down about that because they don't always have coats. So we're still running our beautiful campaign. You folks across the valley have been helping so much, and we want to say thank you. We've extended it for another week because it's doing so well. We can help more kids. A new or gently used coat, please take them to any Tropical Smoothie Cafe. It means so much to everyone across the valley. Thanks again.
Brian, thank you. And a smelly situation at a Valley apartment complex has neighbors there turning to us for help on what was found in the stairwells that will leave you absolutely disgusted.
And a warning for guac lovers. Find out why avocado supplies are at an all-time low and what one popular food chain is doing to keep customers happy.
Well, we get a lot of emails about bad apartments, and this one might be near the top of the list. A man living at the South Cove Apartments at Fremont and Bruce says there is dog and even human feces in the stairwells. He showed us the spots where it had been picked up, but you could still see the marks where it hadn't been wiped clean.
Not mop it, not clean it, they just swept it up. You can see the broom marks in the feces from where they swept it.
Well, the management's attorney insisted the place is cleaned routinely, but promised he would send someone back there to finish the job.
Well, have you checked out the price of avocados lately? They're going up because of a serious shortage. Last week, the U.S. only imported 8.5 million pounds of avocados. Normally, it's 35 to 45 million pounds. The problem is twofold: the drought in California and a farmer strike in Mexico. Stores and restaurants are now facing possible supply issues. Even so, Chipotle says it will not raise prices. A popular tourist attraction on the Las Vegas Strip has a new owner tonight.
What was just sold for millions of dollars that could be changing the landscape around a brand new casino.
And for overnight news, along with traffic and weather updates, be sure to tune in to Good Morning Las Vegas starting at 4:30 a.m. Stay with us. Just about everyone who lives in Las Vegas or visited has seen the bright lights of the world's largest gift shop at the corner of Sahara and Las Vegas Boulevard. And now we've learned it's been sold for $50 million. The new owner has actually been running the store for about a year before buying it. There's now a lot of speculation about the future of the gift shop now that the Lucky Dragon Casino is set to open soon right next door.
A California high school student ends up in the hospital after a jolt of lightning sent him straight to the ground. The 14-year-old says it was the second lightning strike that he saw as he left the football field that got him. Now he's 6 feet tall and 250 pounds, but he was powerless against that force of nature.
I felt this wave of electricity hit my body and it knocked me down to my knees. Just somebody tackling you down to the ground and just basically hugging you there. It was one of the worst pains in my life.
Well, Dennis says he remembers his teammates talking to him, but he couldn't talk back. He says he definitely feels lucky to be alive. He sure is. Wow,
yes.
Scary stuff. We'll be right back with a final look at your wake-up weather forecast.
First, here's Jimmy Kimmel with a preview of tonight's show right after 13 Action News.
Look at what we did. You've never had a doggy bag in your whole life?
Never.
Do they call it a doggy bag in England?
But that's the reason why we don't pick them up.
I see.
Well, middle 70s today, but we've got a couple days of the 80s before we see the temperatures drop, but they really start to drop next week. Monday, that's a day you want to know about, Halloween, that familiar day. Yeah, that'll be a cool one overnight and through the afternoon, nice and mild. Nice stuff.
Yeah. Thank you, Brian. And that does it for this edition of 13 Action News Live at 11. Jimmy Kimmel Live is coming up next. And remember, we're always on at ktnv.com and on our mobile app.
Our next reports begin at 4:30 a.m. on Good Morning Las Vegas. Thank you for watching. And from all of us at Channel 13, we hope you have a great day tomorrow.